This video is brought to you by the FarmerKlein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment.
Hello everybody, welcome back to our Farming Simulator 22 Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Groß Schneen. But before that, this video is brought to you by Jonathan and Farmer G. Thank you for being farm barons. So the Groß Schneen map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website or the in-game downloadable content menu, and as of the 1.0 release, this map is available for all platforms. Let me read you some of the description. Welcome to Groß Schneen, an idyllic village located near a city for which I've already butchered twice in 2 different takes, so we are not going to try to pronounce it a third time. The surrounding landscape is characterized by small to large fields. Here is an enchanting region. There are many opportunities for agricultural activities, whether small equipment or whether it is large machinery. This map includes 75 fields and meadows from 0.1 hectares to 39.3, 5 farms plus a cow farm, so basically 6 farm areas, a BGA, 2 productions, 6 sell points. All AI vehicles own unique license plates, livestock dealer, customized soil type for precision farming, 5 new crop types in rye, triticale, spelt, green rye, and field grass, 4 of them for use in combine harvesters, and 1 for a mower in green rye. Now, this map does have a few required mods. So in addition to the mods that we use when we typically take a look at maps, we are also going to be making use of bale storage, composite machine sheds, Dutch shed pack, the map itself, half-timbered farm buildings, the heavy-duty shelf, as well as the old farm package and the Thurgian farm set. Let's go ahead and load into the map, and I will tell you, if you load this map up in farm manager mode or start from scratch, you'll find the farms are built out exactly how you're going to see them here in new farm mode. In addition, you do have starting machinery in all play modes, and of course, in those alternate play modes, you do not own any land. Now, with respect to this map and low-powered systems, I had no difficulty in playing this map on a low-powered system with integrated graphics. In fact, with unlocked frame rates, I was getting anywhere between 80 to 140 frames per second with the recommended settings in a video that I recently published a few days ago. Now, when you load in for the very first time, you do start kind of here at what I assume is your farmhouse, although this does not have a sleep trigger. Let's go ahead and take a look at the PDA itself. And what you're going to find is this map is predominantly going to be agriculture fields. In fact, I would say if I were to assign a percentage, I would say this map is 95% agriculture, and then the rest is going to be a mix between forestry and then just kind of a town area. We do have all the standard crops available to us in Farm Sim 22 on this map, in addition to the new crops that I mentioned earlier in rye, triticale, spelt, green rye, and field grass. In addition, if you are playing with the premium expansion, you will have your carrots, parsnips, and red beets. Taking a look at our lands overview, we start out by owning a few plots of land. We have Farmland ID 80, which is our main starting farm. That can be bought in any alternate game mode for $113,000. In addition, we own Farmland ID 13 as well as Farmland ID 3. Now, the other farms that are located on this map, we have a chicken farm located at Farmland ID 81 that can be bought for $967,000, as well as a chicken farm located at Farmland ID 79 that can be bought for $548,000. In addition to that, we do have then a cow area at Farmland ID 78 for $853,000. We have a sheep area at Farmland ID 77 for $518,000. And then we have a pig area at Farmland ID 82 for $454,000. Let's go and take a look at a farmland lease screen. This is going to show us all of the viable farmlands that are available on the map, how large those farmlands are, if those farmlands include any field or fields, what is included, and then lastly, how much is that farmland going to cost us. And one thing I do like to see is we are seeing that the farmlands and field numbers are lining up 1 for 1, which is really good to see because it makes the next screen a whole lot easier to compare. And let's go ahead and take a look at our field calculator screen. This is going to show us the exact sizes of each particular field. Then we can go back and cross-reference that with our farmland lease screen to see how much it's going to cost to buy any one particular field. Let's go and take a look and see what that custom soil map looks like as it is being applied to these fields. Now, while it does say that this map does have a custom soil map, I do have to say this looks awful familiar. It looks an awful lot like the generic soil map that is included with the precision farming mod. I think they've just taken the generic soil map and actually added it to the map itself and then called it a custom soil map. Let's take a look at our crop counter. We do have what appears to be the basic base game crop counter. Now we do have custom growth schedules for rye, triticale, spelt, green rye, and the new crops of field grass as well. Taking a look at our prices screen, we do indeed have the ability to sell all of the base game crops that are available to us in Farm Sim 22. In addition, we do have the ability to sell our eggs, wool, and milk, as well as our silage, hay, straw, and grass. As we continue down through all of our base game productions, we once again do indeed have the ability to sell all of our base game productions also that are available on this particular map. We do have the ability to buy bulk lime, and we also do have a stone crusher pre-placed on this map. So if you are playing with stones enabled, you will be able to get rid of those. Now, if you take a look at our new crops, we do have sell points for rye, triticale, spelt, as well as field grass, but green rye, which is listed as a mowing crop, does not have a specific sell point. Sadly, we do not have the ability to sell any of the platinum expansion production items on this map. So if you are looking to get into the platinum expansion productions, you will need to put down your own sell point for those. We do indeed have the ability to sell all of our premium expansion productions and crops. And in addition, if you are playing with pumps and hoses, we do have the ability of getting rid of our separated manure. With respect to the straw harvest pack, we also have the ability of selling your hay and straw pellets. With respect to our starting machinery, it is all new. None of it is leased. I've gone ahead and bought all of the other animal areas, so that is why we are seeing those animal areas pop up here in the animals menu. We do not have any animals at the start. We do have contracts available on this map. This map does not start out with us owning any of the productions, and this map also does not have any collectibles. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting fleet. We start out with the Fendt Vario 311 and a Steyr 8150 small tractor. We then have the Nova 330 harvester. The Nova 330 harvester is then paired up with the PowerStream 500 grain header, as well as the Nardi N40B header trailer. We have the Rudolph TDK 301 RP trailer. We have the Horst Torino 3FX cultivator, as well as the Combi Plow Gold 3M subsoiler, and the Nordstein HK25 NS3030 seeder and Power Hero combination. We have our fertilizing capabilities with the Amazon ZATS 3200 3-point hitch fertilized spreader. We have a Hauer XB150 front loader arms. For the front loader arms, we have a pallet fork, universal bucket, and bell spike. And then we wrap it all up with a 2300 and 1100 kilogram front weight. With respect to our mods and DLCs, this map does not have any custom vehicles or implements. Now, I've quickly tabbed over here to our starting farm location, and I have to say there's really not a whole lot going on here. We've got a couple sheds for storage of our starting machinery, and that is going to be just about it here at the starting farm. Did see a pallet of seed located in there. We've got our tractor, harvester, and trailers. Some more of our starting machinery. And with respect to, can the farms be customizable? Well, sadly, the answer is somewhat. I did try to sell the items here at the starting farm as well as the items at all of the other farms, and I was somewhat successful in getting rid of the main buildings. But there are lots of deco elements like these light poles that are not going to be sellable. So if you do want to make changes to this farm or any of the other farms located on this map, you will need to work around some deco items that will not sell. Here we have a large rack that's going to have a lot of our front loader implements, as well as a couple more bags of seed. And that, folks, is pretty much the main starting farm location. Now, with respect to production being built in, we have a BGA as well as a grain mill and a bakery pre-placed on this map. So we'll be giving the map a full point with respect to our scoring system in having production pre-placed on the map. Up here in the northwest corner, so the northeast corner, we probably have a little bit of a town. Down below, you can see our grain mill. It is just a standard FS22 grain mill. Just south of the main starting farm location, we do have our sawmill. Now, this is not a production sawmill. This is merely a wood sell point. Just south of that, we have our first secondary farm that we're going to take a look at. This is a large chicken farm. Mostly it is an arable farm with a chicken pasture area, and that is about it. We do have a sleep trigger here at this particular farm. We have storage for seed and mineral feed, as well as liquid fertilizer and solid fertilizer. We have a service trigger. Several storage sheds for grain or machinery. And just like the main other starting farm, we do not have the ability to sell everything here. There is going to be some random deco elements that are going to be permanently a part of the area. We've got our base game silo with our dump and fill point, and then we have 3 silo extensions. Then we have our base game chicken area, so we have our eggs, we have our chicken buy point, as well as our feed trough. And we're going to hold 30 chickens in this facility. Then we have a diesel area and a pressure washer. Now, behind this farm, we do have the biogas plant. Now, I was not successful in selling the biogas plant after you purchase it. I was attempting to do that, and when I did that, I did get money, but the BGA itself stayed. We also have 3 large 3-sided silage bunkers that are a part of the BGA. Now, over here we have a multitude of sell points. Inside the building, we have a sell point for liquid goods as well as palleted goods. Along the side, we have a buy point for seed, fertilizer, lime, as well as, I believe, mineral feed. And then here we have a grain dump sell point, and that is directly beside our vehicle shop. Now, we are going to forego the drive around portion of this video because everything is so condensed into one area. I think we can cover it just with the flyover, but I do want to go ahead and pick up a Mahindra just so we can see where our vehicles are going to spawn in at. And you can see they're going to spawn kind of right across the way here in this large parking lot. So we've got a pretty decent sized area for our new machinery to spawn in at. The only thing we're going to be somewhat restricted in is going to be the exit of this area. We've got a pretty wide exit here, but then a narrow lane leading out to the main road. Beside the vehicle shop, we do have our dealer trigger. So we're going to be able to buy, sell, trade, repaint, and repair our vehicles there. Further down the road to the left, we're going to find our second chicken farm area. Sorry, I completely blew past that. It is literally right down the street from the main dealer. Within this, we have several storage buildings. Once again, we have a sleep trigger here at the farmhouse. Storage rack beside our farmhouse area. We have a large chicken coop then, the base game chicken coop. This is going to store 360 chickens. So we have our food dump, and then we're going to have our egg point over here on the other side of the building. Then we have our base game silo dump and fill point here as well. Further down the street, we have our farmer's market buy point. We have our bakery, base game production bakery, and that's going to conclude all of the pre-placed productions. Then as we continue across the north to the west part of the map, we then have our cow area. So we've got a large slurry storage tank, 4-bay garage. We have our manure heap located right there. Then we have the large feeding robot base game cow area. So we have our slurry point. We have our feeding robot area for mineral feed, silage, hay, straw, and then on this side, we have our cow delivery point for 80 cows. And then we have our milk trigger located right there. Then this is going to be bale storage to store 800 bales. Then just down from that, we have our sheep area. Sheep farm, we have storage for liquid fertilizer as well as seed and mineral feed. We have our sheep area itself with our wool spawning here on the right. We have a food trough, and then we have our delivery point here on the left. That's going to hold 65 sheep in all. Another 4-bay garage, more machine storage, base game silo dump and fill point, and then we also have diesel storage as well. Inside the shed, we have our workshop trigger. And then we're going to kind of just fly to the south. And this is going to give us a good overview of kind of the big agriculture area on the map. You can see we have nice rolling fields also available here. And as we continue down to get to the pig area, I want to go run down through some of our scoring metrics. So as I mentioned, we are giving the map a full point with respect to production being built in or areas set aside for such. We're also going to be giving the map a full point with respect to the ability to sell all base game crops, production items, and animal outputs. We're going to be giving the map a half a point with respect to the ability to customize the farms, because there's just a fair bit of deco elements at every farm that are going to remain no matter what you do. With respect to buildings where appropriately are using the new texturing technique, once again, we are going to be giving the map a full point there as well. So we have the pig farm located down here to the southwest corner. And the way you're going to get down here is you're going to take this road, and it's going to basically come down from the northern town area straight south from our starting farm location. We're going to pass that chicken coop area. We're then going to keep making our way down between fields 29 and 30, 36 and 34, 45, 46, big 52 and 53. Then finally we're going to make the corner here and then come across the southern part of the map. And that's where we're going to come then to our pig area. So in here we have our silo dump. If we come over one more bay, we're going to have our silo fill. We're going to have our sleep trigger located right here. We've got a hayloft storage. Nice storage for machinery and such. Then we have our pig area, so we have our slurry point. We have our pig drop-off point for 100 pigs in all. And then inside here we have our food and straw trigger. And that is pretty much the pig area. Just down for the pig area, we do have our animal dealer and our bale sell point located right there. And that is honestly pretty much the gist of this particular map. Now, before we wrap it all up, let's take a look at our animal food requirements. Looks like we got fairly standard base game animal food requirements for all of our animals. And then with respect to our last scoring metric, trigger and interactive areas being clearly marked, I'm going to go ahead and give the map a full point there as well. So that's going to wrap this map tour up with a score of 4.5 out of 5. The only real place we lost any points was the fact that we did not have the ability to fully customize the main starting farm or any of the other farm areas. And if you're not a player that really customizes your farm anyway, then that really isn't going to matter to you. So, you know what? It's a pretty darn good map. I like how the vast majority of this map is laid out for agriculture. Over here on the eastern side, you can see you could probably merge most of these fields together if you really wanted to, with just the ability of clearing out a few trees here and there, because most of these roads are painted roads. Now, there are a few, I believe, like this one, that are going to be placed permanently and are not going to be removable. So again, you're not going to be able to make a massive field, but I do believe you're going to be able to easily merge several of these fields into one if you should so wish. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with respect to this particular map. And until next time, happy farming.